Welcome back, everyone. I hope you have a nice fresh tea or coffee and you're ready for our noise and vibration session. I've been looking forward to this one. It's full of really interesting presentations. We begin with a podcast and it's accompanied by pictures for you. So I interviewed AndreiFerraro, who's a young man with a big plan to improve safety standards in the area of hand-arm vibration. Enjoy. AndreiFerraro, thank you for joining us. And I would love to know how you got into occupational health.
Okay, well, my background is in mechanical engineering, physics, and mathematics. So the connection with occupational health is by no means obvious. I used to work as a product safety engineer in the aerospace industry. And this is where in 2016, December, I was first introduced to hand-arm vibration syndrome. And it didn't take long for me to realize this is a wider industry problem that affects people's lives in construction, aerospace, automotive, roadworks, forestry, and masonry and others. I did a detailed literature review, and it was very clear that the standards surrounding hand-arm vibration need to be updated. So I guess what drove me into occupational health is the ambition for continuous improvement.
Mm-hmm. And you are challenging the standards as they stand. So what was it about those standards that you thought wasn't adequate?
Well, the scientific community agrees, and it's also mentioned in the official ISO standards that other parameters apart from acceleration and time of exposure needs to be taken into account when determining the risk of exposure to vibration. But let me be clear on one thing. The device that we've made, which is available now, is fully compliant to the current standards, but also takes parallel measurements of other parameters in real time. And I guess the standards were first introduced in 2005, and back then measurement technology was bulky and intrusive. So of course you will build health and safety measures based on generalized surveys of tools. But I believe that occupational health should keep up with the advances in technology, and this is why I think they're inadequate.
Mm-hmm. And you've not really come across much opposition to your challenging of the standards, have you? Who's been working with you to change the standards?
Yes, no, there's not much opposition because it's very clear that other parameters need to be included. So I've been working on this problem full time for the past almost 4 years now, and I've had help from many good people. It all started with me and a great deal of support from Alex Wilson, a fellow BOHS member and occupational hygienist that understood the potential here. And after I prototyped devices that worked, then Coventry University helped me out to create a startup operating now from Coventry University Technology Park. We have a team of 5 dedicated and talented people and collaborate very closely with a world-class academic team formed at Coventry University. And we also have a partnership with the German tech company now where we make the product. And recently made contact with the health and safety executive to get our devices and testing methodology approved. And I really hope we can work together successfully with the government technical team and sometime next summer publish a groundbreaking scientific paper that would trigger the issue of a significant update on ISO 5349 and 8041.
That's so exciting. So you've actually set up a company to deal with this issue.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I guess what started the whole ambition of building a company around this initiative to change the standards was the actual patent. So I've actually added a few mathematical terms to the monitoring formula for vibration, and that was patented, and it will be published in October 2020, so next month. After we've applied for the patent and it was approved, the university said, okay, this is the actual opportunity. Let's start a company and try to commercialize this. So it's been a lot easier having a company behind the idea and the initiative to improve the standards. Because if it was just a team of academics and me trying to push this, it will probably not be as successful.
That's interesting because I always find it really fascinating when someone who's mechanically or technically minded then moves into a business leader role because it requires a whole different set of skills, doesn't it? So, how
Yes.
have you found that personally? Because you're still very young to be doing all these things at once. So, I'm interested in
Well,
that
yeah,
journey.
yeah. I it all started when I was 23 years old, and now I'm almost 28. So yeah, I guess I'm still young, and I'm always, the youngest in the room when I go for meetings and negotiations and board meetings and things like that. So I think the way I've managed to do this is by making mistakes, really. So I made so
Mm.
many mistakes, and people were patient with me. People understood, okay, he's a young guy trying to do this, let him learn the hard way. So that's kind of what I did.
And even that learning process, it must be immersive. And you're obviously so focused on this one conclusion, which is the changing of the standards. But are you finding out other things along the way?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have a pipeline of ideas, and it's not just vibration that we're focused on vibration almost 99% of the time. But we have other working environments that we're challenging, and we actually have a famous slide of an iceberg, the innovation iceberg. It starts with vibration, but then with the same technology, we can then go quickly into ergonomics and solve that issue in industry, and then after that we'll go for high temperature environments and low temperature environments, and then we'll go for chemical exposure, and then we'll go for nuclear radiation. There's With the same technology, we now have opportunities to go into Parkinson's and other things that relate to hand tremor.
That's
So
amazing.
yes, it's been a really really amazing five years
That's
so
very
far.
exciting because
Yeah.
people do love to make a difference. And it sounds like you're really forging ahead with bringing everything into the 21st century and keeping
Hmm.
the standards as high as they possibly can be. Are you looking for other people to work with you? If people are listening to this, can they get involved?
Oh yes, of course. We're always looking for people with good ideas and people that can help. So if you're an occupational health professional that is looking to augment its workforce, then definitely get in touch. If you have ideas on how to use the existing technology that we have for vibration monitoring to build other applications, then we'll be very happy to hear from you. So yeah, there's so much potential here that anything that you feel it might be an opportunity, it probably is.
That's fantastic. So just talk us through the technology that you own that you've patented. Does it measure the level of vibration? How does it work?
Okay, so at the moment, it's okay to do a survey, or even to use a pre-established database and get measurements of the tool, not the hand vibration, and then generalize this to your entire workforce. So at the moment, that's what the standard says. It's okay to do. The benefit of this new approach that we've patented is that I'm proposing a personalized, proactive way to measure exposure and give people indications in real time as to when to stop before reaching the hazardous zone of vibration. The way it works is very simple, because vibration is actually an objective physical phenomena. So to measure it accurately, you need all the parameters. So who's holding the tool? That's anthropometric data. How big the human being is. How hard are they squeezing on the tool? That's grip force data. What angle are they holding the tool at? That's hand orientation and ergonomics data. The temperature of the working environment, and all of these and a few more are extremely relevant to the risk assessment and accuracy. And it took us almost 4 years, but we've managed to build them all into a glove. And it's really amazing where technology got in 2020. You don't even know the sensors are there. It's comfortable. It's completely non-intrusive, and most importantly, it's accurate.
That's amazing. So you can just put on a glove, use
Yep.
the tool, and after how long will you have a set of data that will suit your particular circumstance?
You will have them. You have them instantly. So it's a real time measurements, and you get notified as the user in real time. And then
Wow.
after the after you finish your shift, you go and charge the device, and that will transfer the data to the cloud, and then your managers can also see what you've been doing, really, because it's not just about the exposure, but it's also how you did the task. So you can, as a manager of health and safety or an occupational hygienist that takes care of the workforce, you have the data to actually establish and operate a best practice guide to increase your workforce productivity, efficiency, and even quality where it's necessary. For example, in the aerospace business, people really care how you're doing your job. Maybe for roadworks, how you're breaking the concrete is not as relevant, but quality in some industries it's really a focus.
That's fantastic. So you're looking after the workforce as well as improving productivity and efficiency. Sounds like a win-win.
Yes, it is a win-win. And with the data that we collect, you can also establish accurate calibration intervals for your tools, avoid over processing, and limit the exposure to as low as reasonably practical.
And this is available now. If companies are listening and they go, I want this glove for my workforce, they can buy it from you?
Yes, they can. Yeah, just go to our website and you can schedule a demonstration. You can ask for a quote. You can do many things there, and just find out more and get in touch.
That's amazing. This has been absolutely fascinating. I could actually interview you all day.
Well,
Because
yeah.
now that I can see the impact that it has on the workforce, I mean, it does take in so many disciplines. It's really interesting to hear you say that it could bring in ergonomists and it could bring in lots of different health and safety professionals. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if it's keeping an individual safer, it just seems like, why would you not do this?
Yeah, exactly. And the alert system is actually compliant to the standards. So the real-time alert system will give you alerts based on the current standards. And in parallel, you also have this huge amount of data that will be processed for you and then shown to you on a dashboard, and you can manage your workforce that way.
Well, a fascinating presentation there by Andre. If I could ask you, Andre, to turn on your mic and your camera and join me. Thank you so much. Everyone's very impressed. Everyone sounds like they want to find out more about this. So let me ask some questions on their behalf. First of all, can we hire these gloves?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you just go to the website, ask for a quote, and we'll start a conversation there. Depending on how many people you have exposed and what the requirements are, what the work environment is like, then we can schedule something and we'll move from there.
Excellent. And then Matthew Olota is asking, what's the calibration or maintenance requirements for these gloves?
Okay, so that's a really interesting question because this is actually one of the most important things. I actually have the glove on right now. So
look at that.
I can show you the calibration process is very, very simple. We have a Bluetooth tag that the worker would log into the glove with, and then we know the data belongs to that particular person. And then what you need to do as a worker, you just hold your hand on the table, flat on the table for about 20-25 seconds. You'll be calibrated, and then you just start work. So it's really that simple.
Sounds very simple. Absolutely. Let's have a look at the glove then. Hold it up for us, please.
Yep. So it's you have all the sensors in the palm here.
But it doesn't have any.
And then you have the control system, the alert system, and the back.
Sorry, we had a little bit of interference there. Yeah. And it looks so comfortable and so easy to wear. I mean, something like that you'd almost not know you were wearing it, right?
Yeah, it's really thin. I have another version here just to show you. So
wow,
the material is really, really thin. It's stretchable, and both ways. So it's really comfortable. And you don't even know the sensors are inside, really.
And how many sensors are there inside the glove?
So we have an accelerometer, a gyroscope, a force sensor, And then on the back of the hand, we have the control system and the alert system. Yes, you can wear PPE over them as well. I saw the question there.
Excellent. And I think it's very durable because a lot of purposes will be sort of hard wearing. You'll need to have a hard wearing element to it. Yeah.
Yes, and we've actually designed it as a liner glove, so it's designed to be worn inside a working glove so that we protect the material against damage and things like that. But if you can also wear it as just a glove. You don't have to wear anything over it if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. And we're also getting a very specific question from Fatima. Is the material neoprene?
We have neoprene as part on the top here just to protect the control system of interacting with the hand and make it more comfortable. But no, the other part of the glove is not neoprene. No.
Okay, I'm assuming that's an irritant perhaps, or maybe has some allergy considerations. Excellent. And so this is available to buy now, so people could buy it or hire it depending on how they need to use it.
Yes, it is.
Also, sorry, a question's just come in about the output. Can you compare it to the limit levels similar to the current accelerometer monitors?
Yes, you can. Yeah. So we've done that. We have tables and graphs that we can share if anybody's interested in how it compares to tool-mounted accelerometers and things like that. So yeah.
And can it be used in ATEX areas?
Yes, you can. Yeah. So we've designed it specifically for cylindrical handles, elliptic-shaped handles. Square-shaped handles, and so pretty much any tool that is experiencing vibration can be used. Yeah.
Excellent. And are there any static charge issues?
No, it's CE marked. We've CE marked it against static charge specifically. So.
Excellent. And another question, they're coming in thick and fast, Andrei. How do you sanitize gloves between users, just with a consideration
That's
for
a good
COVID?
one with COVID now. Yes, we're currently working with Coventry City Council on this because we're local. We're in Coventry. I'm presenting from Coventry right now. So with the council, what we've done is we've told the guys to put a surgical glove before putting this glove on. And then they can actually share the gloves between operators afterwards without, having the risk of COVID.
That's wonderful. So it doesn't affect the measurements then not being against the skin?
No, because obviously the surgical glove is really, really thin. And yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, if you do have any more questions for Andrei, he's here for the day. So please put them in the chat box as well. And also you could link up with him on Twitter or LinkedIn. It looks like there's lots of interest in your products. So thank you so much for telling us about it here. No problem. And I can now invite you to turn off your microphone and your camera. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.